Little Willow lives on a remote farm and suffers from a chronic illness that forces her to often wear an oxygen mask. She has a loving mother and father, as well as a wise grandfather, but these three hide from the girl some secret. Every full moon her mother takes her father somewhere for the night, after which he returns dirty and exhausted. Having stopped turning a blind eye to what is happening, one day Willow decides to follow them. Werewolf movies are some of the most rigid in the horror genre in terms of plot structure. What, when and even how happens in them, usually fits into a formula, familiar from dozens of classic horror films, differing only in approach, whether the authors tell their story as a tense horror, as dynamic action or as a metaphorical parable, that people often have several different personalities lurking in them. The British horror The Beast Within opens with an epigraph that says that in every human being there are two wolves that fight each other forever, and already by this quote one can tell that its creators have chosen a third way. British writer and director Alexander Farrell began his journey into film as a documentary filmmaker, and in his feature film debut he uses much of the same techniques of slightly detached observation of his characters. We see everything that happens through the eyes of Willow, who, like many sickly children, tends to exaggerate and embellish reality. Purely visually, the world around her looks like a Grimm Brothers fairy tale come to life, and her perception of adults is very personal. She has a sunny red-haired mother who hides some pain behind her smile, and a father who is elusive, heavy, dangerous, yet magnetic and charismatic in those moments when all is well in their family. Farrell masterfully tells a familiar and, in general, extremely simple story through the lens of a curious girl, and this atmosphere of a scary gothic tale in which everything is not quite as it seems, and somewhere in the thicket of centuries-old trees lurks an evil that threatens to destroy her family, is the most valuable find in The Beast Within. Thanks to it, the movie captivates not so much with its plot, but on the level of emotions, helping to get inside the head of a girl who is both attracted to her father and afraid of him, who is deliberately attached to her mother, but is in conflict with her because she is hiding something from her. Caoilinn Springall as Willow is an incredible find, very powerful as an actress and incredibly expressive. Kit Harington, who has matured a lot since Game of Thrones, is surprisingly great in the role of her father. This is a very beautiful and atmospheric movie. Nevertheless, critics and regular viewers of The Beast Within did not rate it very highly, although this, if you think about it, is not so bad. Farrell obviously put in this movie his own inner pain, some old trauma from the fact that every family has its own monster, which must be kept behind the firmly locked gates of the house, and it's good that this story resonated not with everyone.